The first time I saw the message, I thought it was a joke. If I had to choose, you'd always be first. He'd come second. But you know that already, right? It was her name at the top. Her words. Her voice echoing through text. My wife, the woman who once swore there was no world without me, had just confirmed there was one. And in it, I was standing behind another man. My chest tightened. I read it again, slower this time. The way you reread instructions on a medicine bottle to make sure you didn't miss something. No, I hadn't misread. She said he'd come second, which meant I was not first. For a moment, silence filled the room like fog. The kind that doesn't just blur your vision but seeps into your lungs, choking you. That night, I sat at the edge of our bed, staring at her curled body beneath the blankets. Her breathing was steady, even peaceful. I wanted to shake her awake, demand answers, but my throat locked. Instead, I studied the familiar curve of her shoulder, the way her hair spilled across the pillow. Once I thought this sight was home. Now it looked like a stranger hiding inside the shell of someone I loved. The red flags had been there, subtle, scattered like broken glass and grass. The late nights she brushed off as extra hours at work. The phone flipped screen down on the table. The way her laughter, once loud and carefree with me, had become reserved, guarded, as though she was saving it for someone else. But love, real love, makes you a terrible detective. You don't look for evidence, you bury it. The next day, I tested the waters. Rough night. I asked over coffee, trying to sound casual. She yawned, rubbing her temple. Yeah, work was draining. I just need to catch up on sleep. Her eyes never lifted to mine. I studied the faint smile tugging her lips, a smile not meant for me. Anyone keeping you company during those long hours? She laughed a little too quickly. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Just curious. Her gaze sharpened, like a blade against my skin. You're imagining things. But were they my imagination? Or her carefully planted illusions? By evening, I couldn't stand the silence in my own head. I searched her laptop, the one she left logged in as if daring me to peek. The emails were there. Dozens of them. Some innocent, work-related. Others not. I miss the way you challenge me. He doesn't understand me the way you do. Don't worry, you're still my safe place. He's second. Second. The word carved itself into me like a knife twisting with every reread. I didn't rage. I didn't break anything. Instead, I felt hollow, like my bones had turned to dust. I confronted her 3 days later. Not immediately. I wanted to see if she'd confess on her own. She didn't. We were eating dinner when I asked softly, "Do you love him?" The fork froze halfway to her mouth. Her eyes widened, then narrowed. What are you talking about? I leaned forward. Don't play dumb. I've seen the emails. I know you ranked me second. The air left the room. She set the fork down carefully, as though sudden movement might detonate the truth between us. Finally, she whispered, "It's not what you think." Then tell me what it is. Her lips trembled. He makes me feel seen. You've been distant. We've been distant. I didn't mean for it to happen. My laugh was bitter, humorless. So I pushed you into his arms? Tears welled in her eyes. I love you, but with him it's different. It's easier. The word different echoed in my skull like a bell. Love, apparently, could be measured, compared, ranked. And I was the lesser option. For the next week, we lived like ghosts. She moved through the house with quiet apologies in her eyes, but her phone still lit up at odd hours. I pretended not to see. Pretended not to notice how her fingers lingered on the screen. How her smile softened at messages I wasn't meant to read. Inside, something was shifting. Not anger, not yet. Something colder. Resignation, maybe. On Friday, I came home early. Her car was in the driveway. Music drifted through the living room. And then, a man's laugh. I didn't storm in. I didn't break down the door. I stood outside listening. Her voice floated out, lighter than it had sounded in months. She laughed with him, a sound I thought was mine. In that moment, I realized I'd already lost. Not because she chose him, but because she chose to put me in a competition I never signed up for. That night, while she slept, I packed a bag. Only the essentials. Clothes. Documents. My grandfather's watch. I wrote her a note. Not angry, not pleading, just final. You said I was second. I won't compete for first. Love should never be a contest. By the time you read this, I'll be gone. Live with your choice. I'll live with mine. I placed the note on her nightstand, beside the phone that had stolen her away. Leaving wasn't dramatic. No slammed doors, no shouting. Just the quiet sound of my footsteps fading down the hall, the click of the front door, and the weight of freedom laced with grief. The world outside was still and dark, but in that darkness, there was clarity. She had ranked me second. So I removed myself from the equation. Not because I didn't love her, but because finally, I loved myself more.